Hello everyone, I'm Plasma, or as me like to call me, that guy with the afro. Okay, I have three things I gotta address in this video. It's a rant, of course, and realistically, I just want everyone to know these three things are starting to really get annoying to me, simply because, well, they're not very smart ideas. The first thing I have to address is really mostly about fighting games in particular, but it could also be like puzzles or racing to some degree, or even sports. It's been happening a lot about particularly Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and if you're getting your ass handed to you and you all of a sudden quit, what the hell, man? I mean, I understand if it were like Halo or Call of Duty, where you realistically, if you're getting beat 80-0, yeah, then I can understand. Like, your whole team quit. Except for this one time when me and another guy went up against this clan and captured a flag. And we won. It was 2-6. BTB. I have that on my Halo 3 file show if you want to check it out. Plasma Warrior X, but we won't go into that right now. But if you're getting your ass handed to you by somebody else, play until the final whatever. You know why? Because realistically, I beat down a lot of people. Particularly people who use Magneto, Sentinel, Storm, whatever the hell cheap ass combo. I'll explain that later. But as I was beating them down, they just automatically up and quit. You know, it's like, hey, I'm done here. Here's the problem with that, and it takes away from my legitimate score kicking your sorry butt to the curb. And it probably is some kind of humbling experience, because most of these guys honestly haven't gotten their ass handed to them very much. But in the end, bottom line, if you're getting yourself beat, yeah, you should at least have the dignity to see it through to the end, And I'm not just saying this is happening online. This has happened a few times when I was playing at the arcades. I've whooped up a lot of people in certain games, and they just walk away halfway through it. I'm like, nah, finish the game, and then you can leave. So, yeah, I may be hardcore, but I'm not, how else will I say it? A fucking pussy, okay? Number two, this one really eats me up. I've said it before. I cannot stand the Archfeind. He is a fucking retard. Hell, I take it back. That's an insult to anyone who's been retarded. My apologies. Except for the time when he said that the Holocaust happened and Nazis did send millions of Jews to slaughter. Of course, that was on my last video. I think this guy's a fucking moron and needs to just stay off YouTube. Well, he sunk to a new low. One of his recent videos, he basically, you know how Dateline NBC catches these child predators in the act? He basically thought he'd do the same thing, which is okay, but he decided, well, why don't you ask him to bring some beer or some candy or some porn or something like that? What the fucking hell is wrong with you, man? I am sorry. Fuck you, idiot! You really need help, man. I'm sorry. I understand Dateline NBC does this to catch predators, but he's doing it to get himself more of something he really shouldn't be dealing with. I'm going to be honest with you. What if one of these guys is bigger and badder than he is and actually kicks his ass? That would actually be pretty funny. I'd pay to see that. There's a reason why they do this in a controlled environment and not say, do this, bring your friends over. Is because they're not fucking morons. They know how to do this right. And it's not just that they do it very well. They do it almost to the point to where they're not going to get anything out of it but somebody's confession. So I definitely think this guy needs to stop doing whatever he's doing and find some help right now, because really, I don't know anyone in a right mind that would go that far just to get some beer. Seriously. third point I wanted to make, and it's really a point that I have to put in two parts. It's about Abridged Series, and the first part of it is I just saw Sonic Abridged, and let me tell you something. Whatever they were thinking wrong, because really, it was only about one or two good parts of it, and let's put it to you this way. The Sonic series, the Sonic X series, it wasn't that good anyway. It was okay, maybe, but it wasn't great. It wasn't groundbreaking. It wasn't like the old Sonic Saturday morning cartoons that kicked ass, and it's been downhill from there. I mean, it wasn't even like the funny weekday cartoons, The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. No, they decided to do it off of Sonic X, and the series was pretty poor to begin with. If you're going to make an Abridged series, you know it's coming from a series that's going to suck. You better change it entirely to where it doesn't suck, or don't do it at all. Because really, there's so many things that just go wrong in the series you won't compensate for. And they clearly, whoever did this, showed that on that point of view. It was like, God, what am I doing watching this? I mean, I'll admit the flash of light where Yugi Moto was in there and his life points went down to 0 was pretty clever, but everything else kind of sucked. And, yeah, it was horrible. The other part of it is, really, I'm not saying you don't have lives. Okay, I understand you've got your own life and all this. But if you're going through a Abridged series, you better go all the way through it. Like, if it's 24 episodes, do all 24 episodes and don't cut midway. Like Zero Master, I love the Mega Man Abridged series, but he decided to cut it about episode 15, and he's going to do everything else. Now, I can respect you want to do everything else, but finish what you started first, then go everywhere else. Just do that one thing, and then do 400 things other than that later on. That I can respect. Now, I've got to be honest. I don't see how Megumi 33 in particular would want to do 200 episodes of a series where you don't even have the last season of it dubbed. Funimation's trying to do that, by the way, but I don't really see a need for it. In any event, I can understand if you've got this many seasons like Pokemon is going on and on and on. That won't ever die at this point. In Japan, at least. I mean, the Pokemon craze is kind of slow, but it's not dead yet. Till that's Wizards of the Coast. But, realistically, if you're going to do it, you might as well finish it and do the respect that the original creators had for it. And finish it out. So, if you're going to make an Abridged series, two things. One, please don't make it out of a series that sucks. Like Death Note. And please finish it to the very end. So I just want to get all that out of the way so everybody knew I was done with whatever. Later.